Hey, welcome back, everyone. I'm a Canadian, coming to you from Canada. Let's check this out. The title of the video is "What's the dumbest thing an American has said to you?" Yeah, these videos are wild. Let's go.
Part 2, here we go. So we're still in Marrakesh. So the American couple have assumed me as their cameraman, and we're at the YSL Museum getting some Instagram pics for them. And they're like, hey, do you want to go and get coffee? So we hail a taxi. I expect we're going to end up somewhere like this. The Americans basically insist the taxi driver takes them to Starbucks, and he has no idea what they're talking about. But they've obviously done their research because they knew the name of the shopping center and where there was basically a brand new Starbucks that had just opened. So we're at this Starbucks in the middle of Marrakesh, and I'm asking them, so are you going to go to the desert, or are you going to go up north? What's your plans for this trip? They tell me they have flights in 2 weeks back to the States from Cape Town, South Africa. I thought they could hitchhike in 2 weeks from here to here, and that would be perfectly normal. I'm kind of like, Africa's a
Yeah, about that.
big continent, and their response was basically that America is a big country. They're used to hitchhiking in the States. Comparing hitchhiking across this country here versus this whole continent.
Okay, there are also a bunch of different countries in between, and yeah. Wow.
Here. And I guess I'm going to have to do a part 3, so...
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to
Okay, so I live in America and I'm obviously not American, and the list is so long, but by far my absolute favorite, and I get it all the time, is what is the weather like in Australia? The whole country? This one?
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Okay, so I studied abroad in America in 2014.
Lots of different weather in Australia. You got cold weather, really, really hot weather. You got mountains, ski,
Yes, I'm that old. And I got talking to a guy in a bar, and he asked me that age-old question if I ride kangaroos to school. And I was like, no, obviously I don't ride
Surely he wouldn't be serious, though. Could he?
kangaroos to school. I ride
Maybe
emus.
he could.
Kangaroos are so...
Did she say, hey, I ride emus, not kangaroos? Emu would be faster, I think, than the kangaroo. Probably a little bit more comfortable, a smoother ride on the back of a emu. And hold on to its neck pretty good.
old school. Anyway, he ate that up. And then he asked me how long I'd been living in America for, and I said, about 2 months at this point. And he's like, wow, your English is amazing for someone who hasn't been here that long. To which I had to laugh. And
yeah, some of those videos, they're so shocking to me. I don't understand.
say, we speak English in Australia. And he wasn't even ashamed. He was like, oh wow, really? You learn something new every day.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Okay, so I studied abroad in America in 2014. Yes, I'm that
Did they just replay the same clip?
old. And I got talking to a guy in a bar,
Okay.
and he asked me that age-old
We saw
question
this
if I
already.
ride kangaroos to school.
American has ever said to you?
I was in an Uber. He told me that, what are the last 2 letters of COVID? ID. There's microchips in the vaccine, and there's your proof. He continued to say, COVID-19, first letter of the alphabet is A, 9th letter is I, AI. They're turning us into robots.
Hey, listen, this type of stupid person, conspiracy theorist person, is not isolated to the U.S. from experience. And I'm sure you could find them in the United Kingdom, you could find them in Australia, you could find them everywhere. These people are everywhere. The internet has certainly made it easy for them to, seek out and find this conspiratorial information. But yeah, I mean, it makes it easier for them to connect with charlatans and snake oil salesmen about this stuff.
He also said that the vaccine is full of dead babies, aborted babies, and he doesn't want to be injected with a black girl baby. And then he ended it with telling me the pandemic's not real, and started taking his mask off, and I told him, drop me off immediately. He accused me of not being able to handle the truth.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I'm an American expat who's lived abroad for over 10 years.
There's no doubt, like, I mean, the pandemic obviously wasn't a scam, but governments, I think, around the world in numbers of cases went too far. Like, I remember when we were really locked down and they said, like, we couldn't even drive anywhere, like, in nature by ourselves. Like, we couldn't, like, technically, they wanted you to stay indoors in your house. Like, they didn't even want you to drive to the beach and, like, sit on the beach with the people within your household. You could get, like, a fine. Like, that was crazy. It's like, hey, if you were following the rules and, like, while you went outside and you went grocery shopping, you wore your mask, whatever, that's good. But, like, closing down, yeah, I don't know. It was a crazy time. I'm glad we're past it, man. I like that it doesn't get brought up that much anymore.
And every year I hear other Americans ask, why doesn't this country celebrate Thanksgiving?
Oops.
I tell everyone I'm Canadian now.
I'm kind of curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I'm an American that has recently moved to London, and I've had multiple American friends ask me what language they speak here in England. One even asked me if I had...
Surely nobody could... Listen, London's like a melting pot. It's probably one of the most diverse cities in the world. There's going to be lots of different languages being spoken. But in England, the predominant language is English.
to learn French to
Like
live
they
here
can.
in England.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Okay, so it was 2017 and it was my birthday and I wanted to see With Confidence and Movements. So I went to Houston for this concert right here. I also kind of like Knucklepuck, like I knew a few songs. So at the end, I met the lead singer, Nick, and I was chatting with him and I told him that I went from Mexico to the concert, and he was so shocked and he asked me like, oh, how did you get to the US from Mexico?
I drove
and I was
or I
like,
flew?
oh, I flew here like on a plane. And he didn't believe me. He was like, you have planes in Mexico? And I was like, yeah, we have airports, international airports. So I explained to him how you could like travel to almost every part of the world from Mexico in a plane. And he was so shocked that there were...
I'm curious how the Mexican how the Mexican passport does. Like, what are the requirements for them to come to the States? Because I think sometimes as a Canadian, like, it's easy to forget like how lucky we are to have a passport like ours. Like, it's one of the best in the world, right?
Airports and planes
Along
in
with
Mexico. He
like
just
United
couldn't believe
Kingdom, Australia,
Yeah.
US.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest
In the
thing an
European
American
countries.
has ever said to you?
That Jesus selected Donald Trump to be the future and our savior of our sacred world because we were sinning so much that he was sent to...
There you go. Christian fundamentalism combined with MAGA. Ooh.